we've got the internal nares right
External.
there. Fuck, start over, start over.
Delete.
Nope.
Delete, okay, delete.
We'll delete it in the editing.
All right, you ready?
Take it out in post.
These are the external nares right there. And then opening up the jaw, we see our tongue right there. And then our internal nares is this hole right there, followed up by, at the base of our trachea, we've got this sort of bat ear structure. That's our epiglottis, and that leads into the hole, which leads into our trachea, which is the glottis right there. And then that, of course, leads to our trachea with the little bumps and shit. And then right underneath the trachea,
Oh, no, I can't put this on
we
YouTube.
get our esophagus.
Educational.
And the esophagus, well, starting with the trachea, that leads down into all of our lobe lungs. So you see all of the lungs along here.
How many are there?
There are 6 lungs total, and there's one right underneath there that kind of fits in. And they keep the heart in the center. Following the esophagus, it goes all the way right down into our liver here. And right above our liver, we get our diaphragm. We get our diaphragm. And then in between the liver and the diaphragm is this here ligament, which is called the falciform ligament. Opening up the liver, we see this pouch in here, which is the gallbladder. Underneath our liver here, back in the middle portion here where everything connects up, would be our bile duct. Going from there, we've got our stomach. You see how the esophagus leads into the stomach. And then eventually, this last portion, this kind of curvature of the stomach right here, is our pylorus. Our pylorus will lead past our sphincter, our pyloric sphincter, into our duodenum, or duodenum, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Put it on YouTube.
No, move along educational.
And then the first part of our small intestines is going to be our jejunum. And then the latter part is going to be our ileum, and this is kind of the area where it transitions from ileum into large intestine, and from our large intestine we eventually end up out the little rectum there. And so going back, right here we've got our greater omentum, which is all this membrane and fatty looking shit.
That looks like a scrotum.
And then on the other side of our greater omentum, we get our spleen right here, which kind of looks like a dog tongue. Of course, you see the kidney right there. And then if we flip over our greater omentum, we will see this kind of string-like linear structure going along here and then attaching up with our duodenum. And this is our pancreas right here. That's our pancreas. Looking on the outsides, we've got this skin flap, this shiny membrane, and that's called our parietal peritum. And then if you look at our small intestines, we get this membrane in here. We get this membrane, and that is called the mesentery proper. And then the mesentery proper connects up to our circulatory system right there at the anterior mesenteric artery. I think that's all of it.
So you're not doing any of the circulatory system?